Hi lovelies, and welcome back to this channel. If you are new here, my name is Belinda Strana. Thank you so much for all the love and support. Don't forget to please subscribe to this channel, turn on notifications so that anytime I upload a video, you will be the first person to be notified. And to my returning subscribers, thank you so much for all the love and support. To those people that share my videos, that leave commentaries, and also educate you guys are the real MVP. Thank you so much for all the love and support. Alright lovelies, let's dive into today's video.
So lovelies, I came across this video on my For You page on TikTok where this Jewish man, obviously, like he said the words out loud and people are reacting to this. I'm just going to roll the clip as well as some of the stitches I was able to put together. Please leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video. Alright lovelies, let's dive into it.
Yes, a few of you have commented in the comments asking me had I seen the video of the content creators going after Cory Booker. Of course I saw it. My mission remains the same. This is what Lindsey Graham said on Meet the Press on yesterday.
Why does Israel need the most massive bombs that can potentially level an entire block in order to wage this war? Why can't it be more precise?
Listen, here's what I would say about fighting an enemy who wants to kill you and your family. Why did we drop 2 bombs, nuclear bombs, on Hiroshima and Nagasaki to end a war that we couldn't afford to lose? You don't understand, apparently, what Israel is facing. They're facing 3 groups. Iran, who has received $80 billion in aid. When Trump left office, they were exporting 300 barrels of oil a day. Now they're at 1.3 million a day. They've been enriched by Biden. They're taking that money to kill all the Jews. So when we were faced with destruction as a nation after Pearl Harbor, fighting the Germans and the Japanese, we decided to end the war by bombing Hiroshima and Nagasaki with nuclear weapons. That was the right decision. Give Israel the bombs they need to end the war they can't afford to lose and work with them to minimize casualties.
Senator, military officials would argue that there has been so much technology since those bombs were dropped that for that very reason, that is why Israel and other developed countries can be more precise. But let me ask it this way, because President Biden is not the first president to use arms shipments to try to influence Israeli policy. As you know, former President Ronald Reagan on multiple occasions withheld weapons to impact Israel's military actions. Did President Reagan show that using U.S. military aid as leverage can actually be an effective way to rein in and impact Israel's policy?
When you're telling the world you're going to restrict weapons delivery to the Jewish state who is fighting a 3-front war for their survival, it emboldens Iran. It emboldens Hamas. Sinwar is probably juiced up on the idea there's daylight between the United States and Israel. The hostage deal is harder. This is the worst decision in the history of the U.S.-Israel relationship to deny weapons at a time the Jewish state could be destroyed. So here's what I would say. There is some hope we can get over this. Non-negotiable to the destruction of Hamas. Nobody in Israel will allow Hamas to be standing militarily or politically when this is over. How we get there is subject to negotiation. My problem is not with the weapons that Israel is using. My problem is with the tactics that Hamas is using and the idea that America would not send a nickel of aid, echoed by a United States senator when all the Jews are trying to be killed by radical Islamic groups, tells us where we're at as a nation. The Republican Party is with Israel without apology.
Did you hear that? Let me slow it down for you.
The Republican Party is with Israel without apology.
The Republican Party, without apology, stands with Israel. That's what he said. Let's keep going because he pretty much breaks down after this.
the Republican Party is with Israel without apology.
Well, historians would say, why is it okay for Reagan to do it and not President Biden? But let me ask you about
why is it okay? Well, can I say this? Why is it okay for America to drop 2 nuclear bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki to end their existential threat war? Why was it okay for us to do that? I thought it was okay. To Israel, do whatever you have to do to survive as a Jewish state.
Senator, again, military officials say the technology has changed. But let me ask you about how all
these
of this
military officials that you're talking about
let me ask you
are
something.
full of crap.
Why does Israel...
Yeah, so while the radical left is running around getting down in the comment sections of content creators like me who are trying to motivate and encourage people to not only vote in November, but to vote blue in order to save democracy, they're getting down in my comment sections, promoting their agenda, commenting with their watermelon emojis, commenting Genocide Joe, right? Being a distraction, going after Democrat politicians. This is what Republicans are out saying publicly. No smoke for them. Also, they're not talking about this. Republican senators sending a letter to threaten the International Criminal Court because they are looking to issue a warrant for Bibi because they consider him a war criminal. No smoke for this. No rap songs being sung saying we don't give a fuck about you to these Republican senators. Let's stay focused on saving democracy here in this country. Let's stay focused on protecting marginalized groups here in this country. Let's stay focused on keeping and maintaining our rights in this country. Because if we can do that, then we certainly can help Palestinians over in Gaza. If we lose in November, we will lose everything, including the people over in Gaza. Y'all have a fantastic Monday. I don't feel like talking anymore. People are on my fucking nerves, so y'all might not see me no more today. I'll see y'all later.
I don't know if you guys saw it or not, but over the weekend, Lady G, aka Lindsey Graham, was making the circuit. And I caught a glimpse of him. I don't know if it was on Meet the Press or Face the Nation or maybe another one of those, but he was on it. And he came up with an astounding suggestion that was so brilliant because it just reflects who he is in his heart of hearts and his lack of humanity, as well as what he has nothing going on up here. He made the suggestion. Israel just needs to nuke Gaza and get it over with. I'll say it one more time. Israel just needs to nuke Gaza and get it over with. Now, I'm not a nuclear expert. I used to know a nuclear expert, but we've lost touch. But I do know that when you have one teeny tiny little area that's going to nuke another teeny tiny little area that it shares its border with, that's not a good idea. Just not a good idea. Even if it were possible, what it would do to the Mediterranean area and the nuclear fallout. Evidently, Lady G just never watched enough Roadrunner cartoons when he was growing up. We all know that Wile E. Coyote was driven to get the Roadrunner, to kill the Roadrunner, to eat the Roadrunner, to do away with the Roadrunner. And it was Wile E. Coyote that always got caught up in his own traps. Every single time. We could only hope that's true. I stand with Palestine.
We were faced with destruction as a nation after Pearl Harbor, fighting the Germans and the Japanese. We decided to end the war by bombing Hiroshima and Nagasaki with nuclear weapons. That was the right decision. Give Israel the bombs they need to end the war they can't afford to lose, and work with them to minimize casualties. Well, can I say this? Why is it okay for America to drop 2 nuclear bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki to end their existential threat war? Why was it okay for us to do that? I thought it was okay. To Israel, do whatever you have to do to survive as a Jewish state.
You might be wondering why Lindsey Graham's geriatric ass is so angry and wants to nuke everyone at this point. Let's look at where the money is coming from. And that's where you see that he's gotten over $1 million of funding throughout his whole entire career as a politician from AIPAC, which is the Israeli lobbying group. But it gets worse because the contributions for AIPAC have skyrocketed since 2018, and this year election cycle is actually going to be the worst in how much they have been funding candidates. This hike in the Senate contributions alone should scare everyone. Maybe Lindsey Graham speaks for a lot of politicians, not just for himself.
That's factually incorrect. The United States and other allies had pushed through the Pacific Islands towards Japan. That we were not in direct danger. We had pushed Japan as far back as we possibly could, and Japan was on its last leg. There was literally no reason we had to drop those nukes. It was already wrong that we were dropping the nukes. On top of that, we were strategic in where we dropped those nukes. The one in Nagasaki was dropped over a hospital during the busiest part of the day when everyone was out for their morning commutes. Dropped on top of a hospital so that way there would be no medical professionals to help during the aftermath. Japan was a world power with a military, right? And they were pushed back to their home base, their home islands. The Palestinian people are quite literally civilians. So you are suggesting we give Israel nukes to kill over 1.2 million people. I don't have any faith in this country at all. Cause I want to remind you, this is the same Lindsey Graham that Mr. Ladybug. I want you to look up Lindsey Graham Ladybug. Enjoy that little search. I'm appalled. I don't even know what to say. Giving Israel nukes to bomb the Palestinian people who are at their wits' end. I can't.
Like, seriously, lovelies, I keep on telling people that these people do not care about any other person except themselves. Look at what this young man is talking about. That they should actually do whatever that is in their power to end whatsoever that is happening over there. He do not even care if there will be any form of casualties, if a lot of people might actually end up, losing it all. If, like, seriously, what about you trying to, putting yourself in the shoes sometimes, like, what if someone close to me or something get involved and, and it's all in the process of, seriously. I do not know why people like this, tend not to actually talk or reason before talking. Like, you come on national TV, you try to spill all of this, thinking that people don't know exactly where you're going to and where you're coming from, and you are so comfortable spewing, all of these things from your mouth without even thinking about the people that is most affected. And what really baffles me is the fact that most of these Jewish people, they come out and keep on telling us how these people are affecting them, these people are attacking them, these people are doing all sort of manner of things to them. But the media is actually portraying something different. The media is showing us otherwise. In the media, we are seeing whatsoever that is going up in Gaza, and we are seeing the way at which these other people, superior, the way at which they are treating these unsuperior ones. But anytime you want to have any kind of conversation with those people, they tend to tell you that they are the ones that are in the receiving end. Like, seriously, is it that like they made us to believe that all of the things we are seeing is just something that is acted or scripted? You are complaining how these people are the ones that is at fault, or are the ones have made your life miserable. But the media is, showing otherwise. The media is showing something else. The media is actually showing how the Palestinian people are actually the ones that is in need of help, and not the other way around. But oftentimes you guys come here to blab about how you are the ones that actually needed the help, and you will do everything possible to, given the fact that you people already have so many sponsors, you people are the ones winning. Like, can you just allow these people to be? Is it that there is no way that this stuff that is going on between these two can come to an end without any other person losing his or her life? Is it that they can't do something like that? Is it that they can actually end this amicably without hurting any other person? Like, this thing is something that have been going on for a very long time. This thing is something that actually started like 7 to 8 months ago, and it's just getting too much. Can you just actually end all of this amicably without trying to hurt any other person? Anyways, lovelies, I also want to use this medium to chip in about what is happening in Gaza, about what is happening in Congo. A lot has been happening, and the way it is, it's all concerns, black people. And if we don't do this, if we don't advocate for ourselves, I don't think anyone is ready to advocate for us. So with this, medium of talking about what is happening in Palestine, and everyone should know whom you actually want to vote for. Everyone should actually, think through before, voting for someone. We should also, skip and talk about what is happening in Congo. We can also advocate on that as well. There is something that has been, done on TikTok, people using some kind of sound to actually, feed those ones that is hungry, and clothe them and all of that. If you come across something like that, you can also use such sound. You can use those, the sound, and generate income for these people. The owner of that promised that everything that is being generated there is actually going to, for the benefit of Congo people. So, and Sudan and any other people, every other place that they've been experiencing, genocide and all of that. Anyways, lovely, when I saw this video, I was just so shocked that these people do not even have a heart, and they do not care so far that this is not something that in them personally. They will just keep on, trying all means to actually end what they all started. Like, seriously, this is just so disheartening. Like, this man is approving them to actually go out there and BOMB people that can't even hardly feed, people that don't have a place to live, people that is roaming about, people that is living for the day. How could you have a heart to suggest such a thing? And you think that, okay, I just want to do anything that will make every other person uncomfortable. I don't care how they live their life, so far that I am doing what is justifiable by me. I don't care about any other person. Like, when you're saying something or when you're doing something, can you for sometimes put yourself in the shoes of those people and actually think if this is normal? Just imagine the level of wickedness these people have. Just imagine the level at which someone will go to prove a point. Like, are you seeing those innocent people looking up out to you? Are you seeing those innocent shared that they don't know, as in they have never done nothing wrong. Their only problem, their only crime was to come to this wicked world. Like, seriously. Anyways, lovelies, please leave me your thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video. And do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying, harassment, or whatsoever. We're just here for educational purposes. So please share this video, subscribe to this channel if you're yet to do that, and I will see you lovelies when I upload the next one.
If you have watched up to this extent, thank you so much for all the love and support. Don't forget to please leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video. Do not forget that this channel, we do not support any form of bullying, harassment, or whatsoever. We're just here for educational purposes. So please share this video, subscribe, and leave your thoughts, and I will see you lovelies when I upload the next one.